In 2018, a soft-spoken teenager from Wigan, England, walked onto the stage of The Voice Kids UK and quietly introduced herself to millions of viewers. Her name was Lucy Thomas, and at first glance, she appeared shy, calm, and almost overwhelmed by the scale of the moment before her. Yet the instant she began singing Moon River, everything changed. The atmosphere inside the studio shifted almost immediately as the audience fell silent, completely absorbed by the purity and emotional warmth of her voice. Within moments, the judges Danny Jones, Pixie Lott, and Will.I.Am turned their chairs in astonishment, recognizing that they were witnessing something rare. Lucy did not rely on dramatic movements, flashy stage effects, or exaggerated emotion. Instead, her performance stood out because of its sincerity, control, and emotional honesty. At only 14 years old, she possessed a vocal maturity that seemed far beyond her age. Millions of viewers watching at home were deeply moved by the performance, and clips of her audition quickly spread across social media platforms around the world. People praised not only her vocal ability but also the calm grace with which she carried herself under immense pressure. For many fans, Lucy instantly became one of the most unforgettable contestants ever to appear on the program. Yet the television audition was not the beginning of her journey. Long before the spotlight of national television found her, Lucy Thomas had already spent years nurturing a deep love for music inside the quiet surroundings of her hometown. Her rise to fame was not built on luck alone. It was the result of years of dedication, encouragement from family, and a dream she had quietly carried since childhood. Growing up in Wigan, surrounded by music and encouragement, Lucy Thomas was born on February 21, 2004, in the town of Wigan in northwest England. Although Wigan was far removed from the glamour of major music capitals, it provided Lucy with something equally valuable, a close-knit family environment filled with warmth, creativity, and support. Music played a central role in the Thomas household from the very beginning. Songs were not simply background entertainment but emotional experiences shared between family members. Lucy grew up listening to legendary singers such as Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, and Barbra Streisand, artists known not only for technical brilliance but for their emotional storytelling through music. Their influence shaped Lucy's understanding of singing as something deeply personal rather than merely performative. Even as a very young child, she displayed unusual musical sensitivity. Family members often stopped to listen whenever Lucy sang around the house because her voice carried a natural emotional quality that immediately captured attention. Her parents recognized early on that their daughter possessed extraordinary talent and worked hard to encourage her ambitions without placing overwhelming pressure on her. They became her strongest supporters, driving her to local singing competitions, school performances, and community events whenever opportunities appeared. Lucy approached every performance seriously. Whether she was singing for a packed audience or only a handful of people, teachers frequently praised her maturity and emotional connection to the songs she performed. One teacher famously remarked that Lucy did not simply sing notes but communicated feelings through every lyric. These early years helped shape her confidence and stage presence long before television audiences discovered her. Beneath the growing recognition was a young girl quietly developing discipline, emotional intelligence, and a lifelong commitment to music, discovering confidence through small stages and local performances. Although Lucy Thomas possessed undeniable natural talent, her path toward confidence was gradual rather than instant. Growing up in a relatively quiet community, the idea of becoming a professional singer often felt distant and uncertain. Like many young artists, Lucy experienced moments of insecurity and self-doubt. She wondered whether her dreams were realistic and whether she could truly compete in an industry filled with exceptionally talented performers. Yet instead of allowing those fears to discourage her, Lucy slowly transformed them into motivation. Every local performance became an opportunity to grow stronger both musically and emotionally. School concerts, talent competitions, and small public appearances helped her become more comfortable standing before audiences. Each event taught her valuable lessons about stage presence, emotional control, and resilience under pressure. What made Lucy stand out was not arrogance or a hunger for attention, but quiet determination. Even during her earliest performances, she demonstrated a maturity that impressed adults around her. She treated music with seriousness and respect, understanding instinctively that emotional connection mattered more than flashy performance techniques. Her willingness to continue improving despite uncertainty revealed unusual emotional strength for someone so young. These years also helped her learn how to communicate vulnerability through song, a quality that would later become central to her appeal. By the time she stepped onto the Voice Kids UK stage, Lucy was no longer simply a talented teenager with a beautiful voice. She had already spent years developing emotional depth, discipline, and professionalism through countless small but meaningful experiences. The confidence audiences later admired on television had been built slowly through persistence, hard work, and a genuine love for music. The special bond between Lucy and her sister Martha. One of the most important influences in Lucy Thomas's life has been her close relationship with her younger sister Martha. While Lucy's public career often places her at the center of attention, family has always remained the emotional foundation supporting her journey. Music became one of the strongest connections between the two sisters from an early age. They spent countless hours singing together at home, experimenting with harmonies, practicing songs, and encouraging one another creatively. Their relationship went far beyond ordinary sibling companionship. Martha became a trusted confidant, emotional supporter, and creative partner during both exciting and difficult moments in Lucy's life. Whenever self-doubt or pressure threatened to affect Lucy's confidence, her sister provided reassurance and understanding. This emotional support proved invaluable as Lucy's career began growing more rapidly after television exposure. Fans who watched the sisters perform together online often noticed the warmth and natural chemistry between them. Their musical collaborations carried an authenticity that audiences found deeply moving because the connection between them was genuine rather than manufactured for entertainment purposes. Martha's presence helped keep Lucy grounded during periods of increasing public attention. In an industry where young performers often struggle with isolation and pressure, having a supportive sibling who genuinely understood her experiences became an enormous source of stability. Their shared passion for music also created joyful moments away from professional expectations and media attention. Instead of viewing success as an individual pursuit, the Thomas family approached music as something shared collectively through love, encouragement, and emotional connection. This strong family bond became one of the defining emotional anchors in Lucy's life and career, helping her remain humble, focused, and emotionally balanced even as her popularity continued growing internationally. Remaining grounded while navigating fame and public attention. As Lucy Thomas's popularity continued expanding internationally, maintaining emotional balance and personal identity became increasingly important. Fame can be overwhelming for young performers, especially those who experience sudden public recognition during adolescence. Yet Lucy managed to remain remarkably grounded despite growing attention from fans, media outlets, and the music industry. A major reason for this stability was the strong support system surrounding her. Her parents consistently prioritized emotional well-being over commercial ambition, helping Lucy navigate opportunities carefully rather than rushing her into overwhelming professional pressures. Their guidance allowed her to continue developing at a healthy pace while maintaining normal aspects of life outside music. Lucy's humility also played a significant role in helping her stay emotionally centered. Despite millions of online views and international recognition, she continued presenting herself with sincerity, kindness, and gratitude. Fans often commented on how approachable and genuine she appeared compared to many young celebrities shaped heavily by public image management. Her close relationship with family, especially her sister Martha, provided additional emotional grounding during periods of intense attention. Instead of becoming isolated within the entertainment industry, Lucy remained deeply connected to the people and values that shaped her early life. This emotional stability helped preserve the authenticity audiences admired from the beginning. While fame changed the scale of her career, it did not fundamentally alter her personality or artistic priorities. She continued focusing primarily on emotional storytelling through music, rather than chasing trends or controversy. In many ways, Lucy's ability to remain grounded became just as inspiring to audiences as her voice itself. Artistic growth and the evolution of her musical identity. As Lucy Thomas matured from a teenage television contestant into a young professional artist, her musical identity continued evolving naturally. While audiences initially discovered her through emotional interpretations of classic songs, Lucy gradually began exploring broader artistic possibilities, including songwriting, more personal musical expression, and greater creative involvement in her projects. This evolution reflected not only growing confidence but also a desire to shape a career with long-term artistic depth rather than temporary popularity. Her voice itself also developed noticeably over time, gaining additional richness, control, and emotional complexity while retaining the purity that first captivated listeners. Lucy demonstrated increasing confidence in interpreting a wide range of material, balancing classical influences with contemporary emotional storytelling. Importantly, she never abandoned the sincerity that defined her earliest performances. Even as her musical abilities expanded, emotional authenticity remained central to her style. Fans appreciated this consistency because it allowed them to grow alongside her artistically without feeling disconnected from the qualities that originally drew them to her music. Lucy's gradual artistic growth also highlighted her patience and professionalism. Rather than rushing dramatic reinventions or chasing commercial trends, she focused on steady development and thoughtful musical choices. This measured approach helped her build credibility as a serious artist rather than merely a former reality television contestant. As she continued recording, performing, and expanding her audience internationally, Lucy demonstrated that long-term success often comes not from sudden reinvention but from careful growth built on authenticity, discipline, and emotional connection with listeners. Why Lucy Thomas continues to inspire audiences around the world. Lucy Thomas's story resonates with people because it represents far more than the rise of a talented young singer. Her journey embodies perseverance, emotional honesty, humility, and the enduring power of authenticity in a world often dominated by spectacle and noise. From the moment she first appeared on The Voice Kids UK, audiences sensed that Lucy possessed something genuinely special. Her voice carried not only technical beauty but also emotional truth, allowing listeners to feel deeply connected to the songs she performed. Unlike many artists whose fame depends heavily on controversy, dramatic reinvention, or media attention, Lucy built her career quietly through consistency, discipline, and sincere musical expression. Her success demonstrates that audiences still value emotional connection and artistic integrity. Beyond music itself, people admire the way Lucy has handled fame with grace and maturity. She remained grounded through strong family support, continued treating fans with kindness and gratitude, and focused on meaningful artistic growth rather than superficial celebrity culture. Her journey also offers encouragement to young dreamers everywhere. Lucy came from a relatively small town with limited opportunities, yet through passion, perseverance, and unwavering dedication, she transformed her dream into an international career. More importantly, she achieved success without sacrificing the qualities that made her unique in the first place. As her career continues evolving through new music, performances, and creative opportunities, Lucy Thomas remains an artist whose appeal extends beyond entertainment alone. Her voice inspires because it reflects sincerity, vulnerability, and emotional depth. In an industry constantly chasing trends, Lucy reminds audiences that genuine artistry still has the power to move hearts across generations and cultures alike.